What's going on, everybody? How are we doing today? Welcome to this new episode of CrossTalks Live. So it's going to be the CrossTalks, and it's gonna have whenever I do MMA, it'll have a little MMA glove on the top. Whenever it's movies, it'll have a little movie reel on the top, and then very rarely I talk about video games, and then that'll be a little video game thing here on the top. So this is what it is. This is what it's going to change to. I'm also going to change some other stuff around as far as like the visual aspect goes. But yeah, this is it. All the segments that I clip out will be on a channel called CrossTalks Movies, and then I'll have all that linked, and then same thing for the MMA streams. When I do the MMA streams, it'll be on CrossTalks MMA, it's CrossTalks MMA. I don't really go over other MMA stuff, so I would say UFC, but sometimes I do, so I'm just gonna leave it as MMA. I gotta stop changing it up so much, but this is what I like for right now. I like the black and the blue. I'm always wearing a hat, and then my name, Curly John Cross, and so that's why this guy's arms are crossed. So with that, we are talking movies right now. I will be talking MMA in a little bit, but right now we're talking movies. So let's go ahead and start talking movies. First up, we have the Lunar Chronicles from some lady. It's an animated movie that's going to be coming out in 2028. I don't know anything about this, but it's a new animated feature, and I assume it's just going to be on Max or something like that. I don't think it's going to be in theaters, but let's see. The animated feature is an adaptation of the Lunar Chronicles, has a launch date. Warner Brothers has slated director Noel Raphael's movie for November 3rd, 2028. The film adapts author Marissa Mayer's best-selling novel series that focuses on the futuristic fairy tale universe. Warner Brothers Pictures Animation and Locksmith Animation are behind the project that has a script credited to Lindsay Ferrantino and writing partners Kaylin Egan and Travis Santel. Christina Steinberg serves as producer. It takes a true visionary to... Okay, so let me just look up what this is first. So that way I at least have a visual to what it's about. I like looking this up on... yeah, what else would I look it up on? What the fuck? Oh, no pictures. Cool. Give me the pictures. There we go. All right, Lunar Chronicles. Not even loading a picture. Okay. Well, fuck that. This movie's stupid. There's a hint at what's coming later. So anyways, have you read the Lunar Chronicles? Let me know. I'm not even going to clip this piece out because I don't know what it is. I don't know many people that do. So if you're watching this, go ahead and let me know if you like the Lunar Chronicles. Are you excited for this movie? Do you wish the movie was live action, or are you cool with it being animated? Let me know down below. All right. Coming up next, we have Mortal Kombat 2. Early screenings have felt like Avengers Endgame, according to writers. Now, I think that is a stretch, but there's been a handful of Mortal Kombat movies, so maybe they're bringing back a bunch of the people from the old movies. I don't know. But apparently the director says they are loving it. Hold on, let me adjust this real quick. There we go. Mortal Kombat 2 writer Jeremy Slater recalls seeing Avengers Endgame level reactions from fans during test screenings after wrapping the film in January 2024. The new Mortal Kombat movie is officially arriving in theaters on October 24th. Jesus, why did it take him so long to release it? Based on the popular game franchise name by Ed Boon and John Tobias, the director recently directed Simon McQuaid with a script by Slater. The fourth installment in the series serves as a sequel to the 2021 Mortal Kombat reboot. In an interview with Comic Book, Slater teased Avengers Endgame level reactions at test screenings. He recalled watching the audience cheering and jumping out of their seats, and every joke landing the way they had expected, calling the experience one of the greatest moments in his life. Check out his comments below. So let's see what this guy has to say. I'm so excited for people to see the movie. It's been done for a while. We've been waiting for the right release and waiting for the right window. I have been to those test screenings, which are full of Mortal Kombat fans, and watching them react to it the way I reacted to Avengers Endgame. Okay. They were cheering and jumping out of their seats. Every joke is landing, and they are loving it. It's one of the greatest moments of my life. That's why you get into this business. So I guess he's there. He's therefore putting his feelings of Endgame to their feelings of Mortal Kombat. So it's not necessarily that they love Mortal Kombat as much, or Mortal Kombat as much as Endgame. It's just he's equating his feelings to theirs, I guess. So, we'll see. What this means for Mortal Kombat 2 early test screenings trace back several months, with many Mortal Kombat fans taking to online discussion forums such as Reddit to share their experience. The Mortal Kombat sequel has been praised for its action sequences, script, and storylines, as many that is already improvement from the 2021 reboot. Slater's comments echo the sentiment among the fandom while offering more insight to their reactions. Excuse me. In the same interview, Slater, who worked on the first movie as his video game adaptation, revealed the deep passion for games, with Mortal Kombat being one of those games he had to beg his parents for a Genesis. With that perspective in mind, he teased that the upcoming movie nailed the experience they wanted to create, with every actor being able to deliver each scene to perfection. He further teased Mortal Kombat 2 had the best stunt team in the business and was funnier and bigger than the first movie. Oh man, I gotta sneeze. Slater's test screening experience revealed the enthusiasm for Mortal Kombat, blah, blah, blah. So, Mortal Kombat 2 will release. There you go. I said it. I said that to sneeze. Sheesh. In October 24th, 2025. Let me know what you think about this guy saying the reactions are the same to Endgame. I personally don't believe it. I believe people might enjoy it and have fun with it. I don't think you can enjoy something and have fun with it and it doesn't make it good. But I liked the first one. I'm not too against it, so I am looking forward to the second one. I'm looking forward to seeing Carl Urban as a retired Johnny Cage. I think that's an interesting take. So with that, let me know down below what you think. Are you excited for Mortal Kombat 2? Do you think it'll truly match the levels of Endgame hype? Or do you think this guy is just lying? Let me know down below. Moving on, going into the MCU realm, our guy Chris Evans kind of sounding like a little sourpuss now. Ugh. Excuse me. Let's see what he has to say. Chris Evans has finally addressed his absence from Avengers Doomsday and the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And the Marvel Cinematic Universe star has an emotional response to it. Evans has become synonymous with the MCU, turning into one of the faces of the franchise along with Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man. However, while his Marvel co-star will lead Avengers Doomsday cast as Doctor Doom, Evans has claimed in the past that he is not in the Avengers film and that his time with Steve Rogers has come to an end. Now that filming for the next MCU Avengers movie has begun, Evans addressed his absence. So yeah, even like a month or two ago, Anthony Mackie asked him about it and he says, "I'm happily retired." I think that's bullshit, but we'll see what he says. Speaking with Screen Rant's Liam Crowley about his new movie, The Materialist, in which he stars with Madam Web's Dakota Johnson and fellow MCU star Pedro Pascal, Chris Evans opened up about how he feels over not being in Avengers Doomsday. According to the actor, there is a sadness related to his absence, as it means Evans will not be part of the story his Captain America franchise directors, the Russo brothers, are crafting with Downey and the rest of the cast for the upcoming MCU movie. Check out the full quote below. Chris, what's the over-under on how many times you've been asked about Steve Rogers today? Chris Evans, you know what? It hasn't really happened. You might be the first. Screen Rant, I know you're not going to confirm or deny anything Avengers related, but I will ask now that Downey and the Russos are coming back as friends outside of as colleagues. Have you talked to them since they signed the dotted line? Chris Evans, yeah, I talk to them all the time. It's where Pedro is right now. They're filming. I mean, it's sad to be away. It's sad to be back, or it's sad not to be back with the band, but I'm sure they're doing something incredible, and I'm sure it's going to be that much harder when it comes out and you feel like you weren't invited to the party. Well, Chris, you said you didn't care, so shut up. What Chris Evans' Avengers Doomsday comments mean, which also I think he's lying. I think he's being facetious, but still. While Marvel never officially made any comments regarding Chris Evans returning to the MCU's upcoming Avengers movies, few reports of the past year claimed the actor would be back for at least Avengers Doomsday. Evans was said to appear alongside Peggy Carter actress Haley Atwell, but both stars never confirmed there was truth to the reports. Based on Evans' new Avengers Doomsday comments, it seems like Captain America star is truly not in the MCU movie, no matter what is being said about him. I still think he's in it. So, with that, what do you think about Chris Evans out here crying about not being invited to the party when he said he's happily retired. So you're the happily retired, or you want to be back invited to the party? Make up your mind, bro. Come on. Maybe it's one of those moments though where he's like, yeah, no, I'm good, and then he sees everybody out there having fun. They're probably sending him like behind the scenes stuff, and he's like, oh fuck, I wish I was there. So with that, let me know, what do you think about Chris Evans wanting to be back, or do you think he's even left? Do you think he's still a part of it? I do. I think he's gonna stay a part of it for not forever, but he'll be in Doomsday and Secret Wars. If he's not in Doomsday, and this is all true, he will be in Secret Wars. There's no way they're gonna have Secret Wars and not have Captain America be involved. But yeah, I think everybody keeps asking about Steve Rogers Captain America. Nobody's asking about Steve Rogers Captain Hydra. Maybe he's just an evil variant and he's being very specific. Who knows? Let me know your thoughts down below. Next up, sticking with the MCU, we have a rumor that Thor 5 is going to happen. Just another Thor 5 rumor. What was it, last week or 2 weeks ago? Chris Hemsworth had that thank you video, and everybody's like, "Oh, Thor's gonna die." I literally was like, "No, Thor's not gonna die. He's just enjoying his time, and he's saying thank you for what's been 14 years now, 15 years." So people are crazy. But anyways, let's get to this. Coming at us from MovieWeb, Thor: Love and Thunder was a movie that took everything good about Thor Ragnarok and turned it up to a level that transformed it to mush. Although the movie proclaimed in its final card that Thor would return, he teased Hercules in its post-credit scene. The future of Chris Hemsworth's long-serving character became very uncertain. However, a new rumor has suggested Hemsworth's return is now being planned beyond his Doomsday role, but with a big change. While Hemsworth was the first person to be revealed during Marvel Studios' elaborate Avengers Doomsday cast announcement, many fans believe that his appearance in the movie and subsequent Avengers Secret Wars could well be the last time fans would see Thor appear in the franchise. According to insider Daniel Rickman, this may not be the case. So Daniel RPK, he's right most of the time. Sometimes he's wrong. I don't know the guy, so I'll just take him at his word. As shared on his Patreon channel, Rickman suggests that Thor 5 is officially in development, but will not be inviting director Taika Waititi back for a third time. With this, I wouldn't mind if they bring Taika back. I think he could make a good redemption movie, but at the same time, I'm cool with them leaving as well. I wanted to see a darker tone for sure. Back to a lot of people don't like Thor: The Dark World. I don't mind that movie, and I like the darker tone to it. I want something like that. Instead, one name that has been mentioned as a possible replacement is someone who has worked with Hemsworth before, Extraction helmer Sam Hargrave. Rickman's new details have suggested something that many may not have expected, though in that Thor's next solo outing looks like it's not going to be released before Secret Wars and will therefore end up being a part of the next MCU saga. Could Thor get another trilogy of MCU movies? Ooh, a trilogy if they're gonna do a trilogy, making it a total of 7, so like a trilogy after Love and Thunder, or just a trilogy in general to where it's 5 and 6, or a trilogy in that he's Doomsday, Secret Wars, and then Thor 5. I don't know. That's a good question. Across the wide expanse of the MCU, Thor solo movies have provided one of the franchise's biggest highs in Thor Ragnarok and two of his lowest lows, Thor: The Dark World and Thor: Love and Thunder. For many fans, it seemed very likely that Hemsworth would take his MCU bow in Avengers Secret Wars, potentially getting to end his time in the franchise with his on-screen brother Tom Hiddleston's Loki, and the kind of ending Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans received in Avengers Endgames. It's Endgame, not Endgames. If these latest rumors turn out to be true, then it looks like Hemsworth will continue on, potentially entering a third decade of Marvel storytelling. If Kevin Feige is planning a whole new director for Thor, the real question is how much longer Hemsworth would be able to sustain the extreme training required to play the God of Thunder. And how would he end up finally leaving the franchise if not in an event movie like Secret Wars? Naturally, we have no idea how any of this will play out. Marvel Studios recently been spending time taking stock of its massive cast of characters, shuffling release dates, and scaling back the number of projects they're working at any time. Blah, 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 blah. So what do you think about this? Do you think Thor 5 is actually going to happen? I do like the idea of George Miller being the one to direct a Thor 5 movie. But, I mean, I liked Extraction 2. The first one was okay. I like the Extraction 2. So Sam Hargrave, maybe. But, like, if it's going to be Thor's last movie, he's going to need to go out with a big bang. And with big bang, you got to get big bang directors. Big bang. So I don't think Sam Hargrave is one of those. I do think George Miller is. What other director would you like to see take on Thor 5? Let me know down below. All right, moving away from the MCU. Outer Banks actor Jonathan Davis to star as Snoop Dogg in Universal biopic. So Craig Brewer is helming the future project that focuses on the life of the hip hop icon. So this guy from Outer Banks, is it JT's his name in Outer Banks? I forget his name. But he's gonna be playing Snoop Dogg. I think he's a good fit. I think he looks very similar to him. I wonder who played Snoop Dogg in. I mean, he might be too old now, but in the NWA movie, that guy did a good job of Snoop. Universal Pictures Snoop Dogg's biopic movie is blazing a path towards bringing the rap legend's life to the screen. The feature project from director Craig Brewer has cast Outer Banks actor Jonathan Davis to lead the role. He was in Hustle and Flow and Coming to America. Brewer is revising the script that was previously penned by Joe Robert Cole and tells the story of Calvin Brodus Jr.'s eventful journey along his path to fame as Snoop Dogg. Snoop D-O-G-G. Producers include Snoop Dogg, Brian Grazer, and Death Row Pictures, President Sarah Ramaker. This will be the first project through Death Row Pictures' overall deal with NBC Universal Entertainment and Studios. Universal Senior VP of Production Development Ryan Jones oversees the feature for the studio. Death Row Pictures is why can't I think? Is Dr. Dre part of that? Because he's Death Row Records, right? Or is that somebody else? Pope. Why did I think his name was JT? What the heck? 25-year-old actor also appeared in the Netflix series. He's only 25. Jesus. Snoop Dogg is a 17-time Grammy-nominated artist who has become a television and film mainstay. His debut album, Doggy Style, debuted in 1993 from Death Row Records and counts Dr. Dre as sole producer, spawning hit singles What's My Name and Gin and Juice. So, with that, what do you think of Jonathan Davis being cast as Snoop Dogg? Do you think he looks similar? I think you do, and I think he'll do a good job. I like him in Outer Banks. I haven't seen him in anything else, but maybe this will be his huge breakout role. Good for him. Let me know down below what you think. Are you excited to see this? Do you not care? What other rap icon biopics do you want to see? Let me know. Okay, getting into the real juicy parts of today's stories. Harry Potter HBO casts 9 more roles, including Draco Malfoy. So let's take a look at who these are. HBO has cast several more key roles in the Harry Potter TV series, including the Malfoys and the Dursleys. The adaptation of J.K. Rowling's fantasy series has announced 9 actors. What are 8 of them the Dursleys? I'm thinking of the Weasleys. For the first season, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. The cast includes, from left to right in the photos below, Catherine Parkinson as Molly Weasley, Locke Sprite as Draco Malfoy, Johnny Flynn as Lucius Malfoy, Leo Early as Seamus Flanagan, Elisa Leone as Patil, Sienna Musa as Lavender Brown, Belle Powley as Petunia Dursley, Danny Rigby as Vernon Dursley, and Bertie Carvel as Cornelius Fudge. Where's the pictures, damn it? Oh, that's an ad. Okay. In keeping with the show's commitment to have its characters closer to the ages in the books, the actors playing Harry's Muggle and Aunt Vernon look a bit younger, at least when out of character. Then the Vernon and Petunia in the Warner Brothers films, who were played by Richard Griffiths and Fiona Shaw. In the books, the duo are in their mid-30s when the story begins with Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Okay, let's just get to the pictures down here. Harry Potter TV series is known as Petunia and Vernon Dursley. Variety learned exclusively that Belle Powley and Daniel Rigby will star as the elder Dursleys in the upcoming small screen adaptation of the J.K. Rowling book series. They're yet to be cast is their son Dudley. Well, these do not look like mean people, I will say. These two, they look like mean people, especially her. I mean, damn. Go Aunt Petunia. Let's see, who else is there? Where's the other ones? I think that's Snape, isn't it? Okay. They said there's the pictures and they're not. So let me go ahead and look this up. Let's see. HBO Harry Potter new cast. Okay. Let's see if the Hollywood Reporter has better pictures of it. Okay, there we go. Wow. Way to go, Yahoo. You suck. I'm going to the Hollywood Reporter from now on. Okay, let's see. Well, I don't know who's who. I assume that's going to be Malfoy. I assume it's going to be Lucius. That's probably Lavender, as they were saying. Probably Seamus. And then who else did they say? Let's see. Molly. Okay, Catherine Parkinson is Molly Weasley. Okay. And then yes, then the kid is Draco Lucius, and then I'm gonna keep going back and forth. Seamus Parvati Patil. I don't even know who that character is. This goes Lavender Brown. Petunia, Vernon, and Cornelius Fudge. These two, they look so familiar. By the way, I don't know why the Dursleys why they look so familiar, but they're pretty popular actors. I just can't name what they're in. But with that, so let me know down below, what do you think of this new Harry Potter cast? They're definitely going young with all of it. So that's that. It is crazy, and it's not this Seamus kid. I think he fits, but he's like, he looks like he's 7, not 10. So we'll see what happens by the time they get around filming. And like I said, go Aunt Petunia. She does not look like a mean lady. So we'll see what happens with that. Let me know down below what you think. Do you recognize any of these actors or actresses? And are you excited for what they have to come? Let me know down below. In some sort of breaking news today, we have Incredibles 3 director Brad Bird dropping out, and it has a new director. Who is it, and why it's Elemental, with filmmaker Peter Sohn taking the reins from the franchise creator Brad Bird. Pixar is shaking things up for Incredibles 3. Peter Sohn from Elemental and The Good Dinosaur will direct the third installment of the critically and commercially successful animated series. Brad Bird wrote the screenplays and directed the first 2 films in the franchise, which have earned a combined $1.8 billion at the box office. Bird is currently in the process of writing the screenplay for the threequel, which will be produced by Bird and Dan Murray, Oscar-winning Soul. The franchise follows married couple Bob and Helen Parr, who live in the quiet suburbs, and their 3 children after being forced to hide from the superpowers by new government mandates. Samuel Jackson and Sarah Vowell are part of the main cast. They have to go into hiding again. The first Incredibles was released in 2004, blah, blah. Sohn and Bird have a long history of collaboration. Sohn has worked on every animated Brad Bird film, including The Incredibles and Incredibles 2. Up until this year's Ray-Gun, Bird has been a mentor to Sohn, and Sohn was specifically chosen to carry The Incredibles torch by Brad Bird and Pixar chief creative Pete Docter. Sohn is a Pixar veteran, also having voiced characters in various movies like Ratatouille, Monsters University, and Lightyear. Elemental, Sohn's second movie that he directed at Pixar, was nominated for the Best Animation Feature Oscar last year. Pixar is currently gearing up for the release of Elio on June 20th. The film stars Zoe Saldana, Jamila Jamil, and was directed by Madeline Safran and Domi Shi. I want to see Elio. That comes out next week, so I'll be seeing that. But it doesn't even say why Brad Bird dropped out. It just says, his homie's taking over. So, I mean, that's interesting. Why do you think Brad Bird dropped out? Are you excited, or are you okay with the director of Elemental stepping in? I think it'll be fine. I think it'll feel the same. If Brad Bird just producing and not directing, he might want to see what he's doing, or he'll shadow direct with Sohn to see if he could take on a franchise as big as The Incredibles and see what else he could do with Pixar. So I think it's good news. I don't really think it's bad news. I do really think Brad Bird's just going to shadow direct, but we'll see. Let me know down below what you think about The Incredibles 3 director being taken over by the Elemental director, Peter Sohn. Oh my gosh, my nose gets so itchy. My mustache vibrates on my freaking nose. Okay, so now we got a lot of juice from DC Studios. So first off, new Wonder Woman movie in the works by James Gunn. So I'm surprised he's doing all this kind of press and talking now versus when the movie comes out in a month. But let's see. DC Studios is officially developing a new Wonder Woman movie, presumably as part of the DC Universe. Currently, James Gunn's DC Universe is working on Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters, with various movies and TV shows in the works based on the beloved DC characters. However, one hero that many have been wondering about is Wonder Woman, with David Cornstar's Superman arriving in July, while the Batman reboot, The Brave and the Bold, is in development. There's finally some major news for the Themysciran heroine. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Gunn addressed the status of Wonder Woman in the DCU franchise, as well as the prequel show Paradise Lost, which has been in development since 2023. Now an actual Wonder Woman movie is finally moving forward. The DC Studios co-CEO has given an update on Paradise Lost, saying the progress is slow moving, but it's moving. Then Gunn confirmed, we're working on Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's being written right now. As exciting as it is as a DCU Wonder Woman film is in the early stages of development, there are several key factors to take into account as to what this means for the DCU franchise. From what Gunn has shared previously, the movie doesn't move forward until the script has been finalized when they have a clear creative vision for what they want to do with the character and their story. While Wonder Woman is being written right now. So real quick, I like that he wants everything to be finalized before they get going, but also that's going to delay so many projects for so long. Like there comes a time where you do kind of have to rewrite while you're filming. I think as long as it's like 60 to 70% what they want it, then they can start filming on whatever they are 100% on and then rewrite as they're going. That's what I think they should do, but I'm obviously no studio executive, so I have no idea. There's no director attached at this time, which also means casting is not happening anytime soon, as it could be a couple of years until this movie even happens. Given that Wonder Woman is one of DC's most popular heroes of all time, DC Studios will not rush a solo film for her, especially after how many superhero projects didn't get properly developed during the DCEU movie era. Fuck you, don't be mean. That makes for the way to Diana's big screen return even more worth it, as it will be more rewarding to see strong film crafted for Wonder Woman. However, it's still great to have confirmation from Gunn that Wonder Woman movie is part of DCU's plans. So, Wonder Woman, movie happening, script being written, no directors. They could have at least said who the writer is, no? Maybe James Gunn doesn't want to do that. They could at least say who the writer is for the movie so we have something to back it up. If he's not saying who the writer is, that kind of makes me think that it's him writing it, which is a little bit scary. But anyways, Wonder Woman movie in the works. Let me know. Do you think we'll get it? I don't think we're going to get that movie until 2030, if I'm being honest with you. Up next. The Batman 2 gets the first update in 2 months from James Gunn. Again, so on the record, I guess, or whatever, I don't think Batman 2 is happening. James Gunn has talked about how, there's going to be DC Elseworlds and there's going to be DC Studios and we're going to have different stories for different things. Why would he have 2 Batmans when he canceled Superman and Lois because he didn't want conflicting confusion or whatever between Supermans when one's on the small screen and one's on the big screen? So there's no such thing as that. They had Smallville and Superman Returns going on at the same time and nobody cared. And then with the Batmans, that would be 2 Batmen on the big screen. So if you don't want confusion of Superman when one of them's on the small screen, that's just a stupid reason because people are going to be confused. It's not that difficult. But if you're going to have that mentality for Superman, you must also have that mentality for Batman, because it actually even makes more sense as to why there would be confusion for there being 2 different Batmen. So I think he just didn't like the Superman Lois show, and I think he's very egotistical, and he goes, no, my Superman is the only Superman, so fuck every other Superman. And but I still don't think Batman 2 is happening. I think he's going to be the one to write or cast the Batman character, and he's therefore going to try to get Batman 2 canned or transition Batman 2 to become part of the DCU. Anyways, I digress. Let's see. James Gunn shares a new update on the Batman 2 as Matt Reeves' sequel remains in the works. While James Gunn's DC Universe is one of DC Studios' biggest priorities, they are still exploring Elseworld franchises. Bullshit. Including the Batman universe, which is set to continue focusing on Reeves' take on the Caped Crusader. Following the rumors that Reeves isn't directing the Batman 2, which Gunn has debunked, many are still wondering what direction the sequel is going to take. In a new interview with Entertainment Weekly, Gunn addressed the status of the Batman 2 with Robert Pattinson, as there have been many questions about what is going on with the 2027 movie. First it's 2025, then it's 2026, now it's 2027. When's it going to be 2028? Let's find out. Without giving too many details, Gunn assured that Reeves is actively working on the Batman 2, sharing the following. What Matt's doing is still really important despite all the stories, and on the contrary, we're supposed to see that script shortly and I can't wait. Wasn't the script supposed to be turned in on Labor Day or Memorial Day, whatever just passed? What James Gunn Batman update means. It's been more than 3 years since the Batman ending in 2022 installment was a tremendous... That's crazy. It's been 3 years since that movie already. Jesus. But the way Reeves operates as a filmmaker makes sense why the Batman 2 has been taking longer. Not true. There's only 2 or 3 years between Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and War for the Planet of the Apes. Whatever. With the sequel, its goal is to increase the stakes and make the story feel bigger, which completely justifies the development for the Batman 2. From Gunn's comments alone, it's clear that the Batman universe remains a priority for them, no matter how long it takes for the Batman 2 to come together. No, he's just trying to weed it out and extend it on until he gives up, until Matt Reeves gives up. But we'll see. What do you think about the Batman 2? Do you think it's going to happen? Do you think they're going to get the update? I think it's just not going to happen. There's a lot of rumors of personal stuff with Matt Reeves to where it seems like he doesn't even have the time to work on it because he's got too much personal things going on. But yeah, you ask me, I'd say nine times out of 10, this movie's not happening. Or it'll get wrapped into the DCU. So with that, let me know what you think about the whole Batman fiasco. And moving on to our last DC topic today, and it is the last topic for today. James Gunn addresses whether Superman 2 is a possibility. So let's first off, let's get to Superman 1 before you guys start asking these kind of questions. But let's also see what they have to say. The chances of a Superman movie sequel have been addressed. The new DC Universe movie is a reboot of The Man of Steel. The film has been amassing quite a strong response online, leading to optimistic projections about the heights it could climb at the box office. A month before James Gunn's Superman movie releases, that confidence seems to be translating into a continuation of the story set up for David Cornswell's Clark Kent, at least in a way, as Gunn shared an exciting Superman movie sequel update. Speaking with Entertainment Weekly, Gunn teased that his next DCU movie is going to be a Superman sequel of sorts. This of sorts tells me it's going to be a Batman and Superman movie, and he's going to have his DCU Batman in a Superman movie, but it'll be after the solo Batman movie, so it'll be a while. It'll be at least, at this rate, 4 years before it comes out. The director had previously revealed that he was already doing what he calls pre-writing for his next project within the DCU's Chapter 1. Now Gunn confirms it will be a sequel to David Cornswell's Superman movie. However, it will seemingly not be a straightforward one. As Gunn says, it will not necessarily be just Superman 2. Check out the full quote below. What I'm working on is, in some way, I mean, yes. But is it a straight-up Superman sequel? I would not say necessarily. No, he's going to do what they did with Batman vs. Superman, where it was a sequel to Man of Steel, but it wasn't necessarily Man of Steel 2. It's going to be Batman Superman, World's Finest. We all know this. He's teased it. Everybody's talked about it. Everybody wants to know who the Batman is. Batman and Superman are your biggest characters, and when he's writing it, he knows what he wants, and he'll probably direct it, and that'll probably still come out before the Wonder Woman movie. What the comments mean, it means that he's working on a movie. I hate this part of the section of Screen Rant. What does it mean? It means what he says it means. Based on the positive response to every new Superman trailer and reveal, that's not true. It has not been positive for all of them, but okay. Even though it'd be, yeah. Excuse me. Did they go in talking about Batman Brave and the Bold and Wonder Woman's announced movie that we just talked about? So with that, what do you think? Do you think Superman or the sequel to Superman is going to be a Batman Superman movie? Do you think it's going to be a Justice League movie maybe with Superman in it as the lead? Let me know what you think down below. And with that coming to a close, it is the end of today's show for me today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I'll have the clips up on the CrossTalks Movies channel, so be sure to subscribe to that if you just want to see clips. And with that, I will see you tomorrow. Again, I'm John Cross. Thanks for watching CrossTalks Live, and I will be back in about an hour to do CrossTalks MMA Live, so be sure to tune in for that as well. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.